this is in the order of the questions you're asking with the Enron thing, and what you're trying to do is you're trying to collect all the data, and each of the ethical theories gives you a different data. So your data point on egoism is, am I going to lose my job or not? That's important to know. Am I going to get fired? Am I going to get demoted? That does matter. So that's good data. What do my friends at work think? If my friends at work think that I should tell Ken Lay, the CEO, then that's what I'm going to do. Because I respect my friends at work and they're on my side. If my friends at work say I'm an idiot for doing that, then I shouldn't do that. Because I don't want to be an idiot, and I want to hang out with my friends. Cultural relativism is whatever the law says. In a situation like this, the law is pretty blunt, but despite being blunt, it's very confusing. So on the blunt side, if you have any sense that there's an illegal activity going on in your organization, you're legally required to inform somebody. Okay? And if you don't inform somebody, and then it turns out that there's a huge fraud going on, you're guilty. If you know and you didn't act on it, you're guilty. If you know and if you told the SEC, you told the SEC. Or if you told Arthur Anderson, you get credit for telling Arthur Anderson. Or if you told Ken Lay, you get credit for telling Ken Lay. But if you know something's illegal, you're obligated to do something, to take some step about it. Okay? It's called the ostrich defense. In a court of law, the ostrich defense doesn't work. Ostrich defense is I'm just going to hide myself in a hole somewhere. And in a court of law, well, that's what you did, but you're guilty and you're going to go to jail. Because you knew stuff. You knew stuff that we didn't know that ought to be known for the sake of the organization. Philosophers want you on these two, and these are the harder things to think about. What is the greatest good for the greatest number of people? How are you going to define who's the greatest number of people? What do you take into consideration? For Enron, it'd be all the shareholders are impacted by this because they're investing in the organization. What's in their interest? But you also count, your family counts, the state counts, Houston would count, Texas would count. What is the impact on all that? When we get to talk about the governor and the union, most of the articles about the union today was all about what's going to be the impact on Dane County when you cut all these salaries. I didn't trust the number, but the number I saw in today's paper was $10 million. If what Walker's pushing gets passed, Dane County is going to lose $10 million of economic money. Because people are getting paid less, therefore they're spending less, so it's going to have a ripple down effect. There was another number statewide, which I don't remember what it was, and it was some really liberal group tank that did it. And that social group relativism. I mean, you kind of know where the liberals are going to come out, and then you kind of know where the conservatives are going to come out. So when the newspaper says, according to the liberal think tank XYZ, that's social group relativism. Are they really honest? Or are they just saying what their constituents want them to hear? So deontologies are hardest, and for the deontologist is I have to respect everybody. In this case, I have to respect Andy Fastow. I have to respect his wife, I have to respect the co-workers, I have to respect Ken Lay, I have to respect the auditors, I have to respect the SEC, and there might be some contradictions in all that. But I have to respect all those. Most religions, the 10 Commandments, that's Dion, those are your duties. So all the world religions have the list of their commandments, and a common commandment is you should never ever lie. Right? The Bible doesn't say you should lie sometimes. It's okay to lie sometimes. No, you should never lie. You never, ever, 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 ever lie. So the deontologists, that's what they think. You should just never, ever lie. All of these are tape recorders in your head. So they're little tape recorders in your head. If you're a hardcore deontologist, what's going through your mind all the time is I should never, ever, ever lie. I should always, always, always tell the truth. If you're a utilitarian, something happens, you respond, and the way that you respond is, what's the greatest good in this situation? That's what I ought to do. What is the greatest good? If you're an egoist, something happens, you respond, and your first thought is, what's in it for me? That's the egoist. And these tape recorders, when you ask the psychologists that study it, they're really, really strong. They're really, really strong. So going back to persuading, if somebody's an egoist and you want to persuade them, if somebody argues, I'm going to do this because it's going to cost me my job, since they're thinking about their job, you have to engage them with, well, maybe it might cost you your job if you don't do this.